Okay, so you wanted the deep dive on the latest political happenings? Well, buckle up because we've got quite the story unfolding.
We do.
And this deep dive is going to be a wild one.
Yeah, this one's going to be pretty interesting.
We're talking about President Trump and his executive orders.
Yeah, he's been busy.
Yeah, he's signed over 60 this term, which is a lot.
A lot more than usual.
Way more than usual. It's like more signatures than a celebrity at a fan convention or something.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
We're talking about some serious legal challenges, international uproar, and even questions about the FBI's independence.
All in a day's work, right?
Right. So let's start with the executive orders themselves. I mean, what are they exactly, and why do presidents even use them?
So basically an executive order, it's like a presidential power move. You know, it lets the president make policy changes without going through Congress.
So it's like a shortcut.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And presidents use them for all sorts of things, you know, like managing the federal government, responding to emergencies, things like that.
Right, but Trump seems to be using them a lot more aggressively.
He is, and that's what's raising eyebrows. You know,
Yeah.
he's tried to use them to dismantle entire government agencies like the Foreign Aid Agency.
Wow, that's huge.
It is. And then there's the attempt to end birthright citizenship.
Through an executive order.
Yeah, through an executive order.
I mean, can he even do that?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's like he's trying to rewrite the rules of the game while he's playing it.
Yeah, and it's not just about the rules. It's about potentially millions of people being affected.
Exactly. Yeah, we're talking about a core constitutional right being challenged.
So what's the legal pushback been like on all this?
Well, it's been intense. Federal judges have been blocking several of these orders, like whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah, it's like every time one pops up, they smack it down.
So they're saying these orders are unlawful.
Unlawful, unconstitutional, the whole 9 yards. And they're not holding back either. Like Judge John Coffner, who ruled against the birthright citizenship order, he straight up accused Trump of trying to rewrite the 14th Amendment.
Wow, that's a pretty bold statement from a judge.
It is. It shows you how high the stakes are here.
So it sounds like there's major pushback domestically, but what about internationally? Is there any drama unfolding on that front?
Oh, absolutely. You know the International Criminal Court?
Yeah.
The ICC.
Yeah, they investigate war crimes, right?
Right, crimes against humanity, all that heavy stuff. So they issued arrest warrants for some Israeli officials.
And Trump wasn't happy about that.
Not at all. He slapped sanctions on the ICC staff.
Seriously?
Yeah, and that caused a huge international backlash. Like 79 countries condemned the sanctions, including a lot of close U.S. allies.
So by trying to protect one ally, he might have alienated a bunch of others.
It's definitely a possibility. The source material even calls it a diplomatic soap opera.
A soap opera?
Yeah, it's got all the drama, the unpredictable fallout, you know, the whole shebang.
It really makes you wonder about America's global standing after all this.
Yeah, and its commitment to international norms.
And speaking of things that are a bit unsettling, there's also the FBI shakeup to talk about.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other can of worms.
There have been reports of senior FBI officials being fired and lists being compiled of people who investigated the January 6th attack.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
I mean, the FBI is supposed to be independent, right?
Exactly. It's supposed to be free from political interference. But when you see actions that could be seen as purging people who might be critical of the administration, it raises serious concerns.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if the FBI is being turned into a political pawn.
That's the fear.
Yeah.
And it all circles back to this question of executive power.
Right, and the potential for a constitutional crisis.
Mm-hmm.
The source material even mentions Trump, hinting at ignoring court orders.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Ignoring court orders would be a huge challenge to the balance of power in this country. It's the kind of thing you see in authoritarian regimes, not in a democracy like ours.
Pretty alarming.
It is. The real danger is the erosion of democratic norms. You know, setting a precedent that could have long-lasting consequences.
So after diving deep into all this, what's the main takeaway for you? What does it all mean?
Well, I think the key takeaway is that we're seeing a real clash between executive power and the other branches of government, and with the international community, too.
So it's not just about individual incidents, it's about a broader pattern.
Right. These events are all interconnected in a way.
You've definitely given me a lot to think about.
Ugh.
And it makes me wonder, as we look back on this period in history, which of these events will stand out as the most consequential? Which decisions will be seen as the turning points?
It's a great question, and unfortunately only time will tell. But it's up to all of us to stay informed, stay engaged, and hold our leaders accountable.
Well said. Couldn't agree more.
These are definitely interesting times.
They are, that's for sure.
Hmm.
We'll just have to wait and see how this story unfolds.
Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. It's been enlightening.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Until next time, stay curious and keep asking questions.
And remember, history is happening right now.
It is. So make sure you're a part of it.
Absolutely.
All right, folks, that's all for today.
See you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.